Yo, what is up, YouTube? James back here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2020 Back Battles. Today, we have a brand new team, and we are bringing the Gmax Grimmsnarl with Gmax Grimmsnarl, the Hitmontop, Corviknight, Melodic, Venusaur, and Rotom Heat. Some similar to a team that we used like 2 teams ago, except all completely different sets for all of the Pokemon. Well, not like completely different, but some pretty different sets. So we're going to be trying out this team. I really want to try out Grimmsnarl, Gmax Grimmsnarl. And if I remember right, Pickpocket does work in this fashion. So hopefully it does. If it doesn't, I look like a complete fool. But yeah. So some things I want to note. There was not supposed to be a video today. Well, actually there was. So originally I was supposed to record this like half an hour ago, or actually no, it's like more towards an hour ago, and it was pretty late. I didn't really want to record a video later than that, and then the server maintenance happened. I'm like, looks like no video coming out today. So ended up trying again 45 minutes later, and it ended up working. So you know what, I'm super tired. I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule. I haven't really been sleeping the best lately, but you know what, the show must continue, ladies and gentlemen. I do this for you all. So if you can help me out, you could leave a like down below and leave a comment down below. It really does help. But let's get started and play some games. So today's common question is going to be, what is your favorite go-to condiment to put on food? Like ketchup, mustard, or like sour cream, hot oil, like something. What do you usually put in your food to make it taste better? For me, sour cream was a go-to. Sriracha's pretty good. Wasn't never a big fan of ketchup. I feel like ketchup only goes well with like fries that pretty much mask that they're not that great and you use ketchup. Maybe it's because I don't really like tomatoes that much, but yeah, we got our first opponent here with the team of Dusclops. I almost called it Duskull and I almost called it Duskanor, but it's Dusclops. It looks like, dude, this looks like Red's team, except it has a Raichu instead of a Pikachu. That's cheating. That's cheating. You're not the original Red here. And Red didn't have a Dusclops, I guess, so that's also a factor. Let's go my Grimmsnarl. I think Grimmsnarl Hitmontop seems pretty good against every lead except maybe like a Venusaur lead. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty strong against my opponent overall. Corv is decent. Do I have Taunt on this set? I actually don't remember if I have Taunt on this set. No, I have Tailwind Roost. Okay. So not a huge fan of Corviknight, not a huge fan of Melodic either. I like Rotom plus Venusaur though. I think they're pretty strong in this matchup. Yeah, I like that. I don't have Sleep Powder on the Venusaur, which is going to be a little bit of a problem, but I think we could handle this. So I do live stream on Twitch, by the way, twitch.tv/JamesWBeck. I am trying to live stream almost every single day during this quarantine period. If you do want to come out and hang out, link in the description down below. I do VGC, I do variety games. It's been a lot of fun, and I really want to thank everyone for the support they've been giving me on Twitch. It's been an amazing experience. But yeah, let's get started. Raichu Snorlax. Okay, so this is a setup. I wonder what kind of Snorlax this is. Probably Belly Drum or Curse, I could see. Hitmontop gonna throw off an Intimidate here into the Snorlax as well as the Raichu, if this is a physical Raichu for some reason. I do have Darkest Lariat I could go for straight away. What's my Gmax Snooze? It's a Dark type move. Okay. So I could go for Gmax Snooze right here and go on the offense right here, which doesn't actually seem like that bad of a play. I could go for Gmax Snooze in the Snorlax, but I'd rather get the Weakness Policy boost for the damage. So you know what? I'm actually just going to go for the Darkest Lariat here into the Snorlax. I think I'm just going to go for a Fake Out on the Snorlax. I don't think you would Dynamax immediately unless you have Steel Spike or you're not a Berry. We're actually going to see the Snorlax retreat, which is fine. It goes out in a Lapras. Okay. Which is interesting. So I'm guessing my opponent wants to Dynamax Lapras instead of Snorlax, maybe Belly Drum or Curse. We're going to see a Fake Out into Hitmontop too. So obviously not wanting to take the Fire type attack. But this is okay damage for the Darkest Lariat here into the Lapras. Pretty good amount of damage. And now I can go for the Gmax Snooze right here. I kind of wish I went for Starfall because now my opponent can nuzzle me. I don't really care about the para though, because my opponent's gonna get the para if you go for it anyway. So you know what? I'm gonna give my Grimmsnarl the Assault Vest if this works, because I'm gonna self Bullet Punch for the weakness policy and go for the Gmax Snooze and a Lapras, because if it's not Nuzzle and Raichu or Electroweb or some kind of speed control, I should be able to get the attack off and KO the Lapras before I can do anything. I also really want to give this Grimmsnarl that little Assault Vest, which could help tank the attacks from these Pokemon right here. So let's see. Dynamax or Gigantamax is going to be coming out from the Lapras, unless it's Dynamax Lapras, which, you know, you really don't think it would be Dynamax Lapras. Okay, just need to make sure my mic was on, because I actually didn't. So we do have the mic on. We are going to see the Gigantamax Lapras. It is pretty weakened, so my opponent's really relying on getting a Veil, and I think that means the Nuzzle's coming out here. We will go for the Sub Bullet Punch. Let's see, how does this work? Weakness policy activates with the Grimmsnarl. And yeah, we take the Assault Vest. Sweet. So we have an Assault Vest plus 2 Grimmsnarl. And his Volt Switch too. Oh my lord, that's amazing. That is amazing. That's way better than Nuzzle, because we could have got parried and my opponent would have been guaranteed Veil. I think this Lapras has to be Timid. Actually, no, I think, yeah, it has to be Timid Max Speed or else because I'm Adamant. Snorlax is going to come out, which is fine. As we will go for Gmax Snooze. It's plus 2, so this might knock out the Lapras. Yeah. Oh, shoot, it lived on 1. Do we get to sleep? No, we don't get to sleep. But I think that's fine, because I can Brick Break. Or not, because you targeted the Snorlax. The Hitmontop. But the Hitmontop survives. Oh, that's what you love to see. You love to see Hitmontop survive the attack. Alright, that's not terrible. I can go for a Gmax Snooze into the Snorlax slot, and I can go for the Brick Break into... I'm not really worried about Lapras's Dynamax moves with the Assault Vest. I think I'm going to double up the Snorlax slot, because there's a chance Lapras goes for Max Guard here. I don't think Snorlax would carry Protect. No Max Guard, which is fine, because like Lapras shouldn't do too much. Oh, we do a ton to Snorlax too. And it's not a Berry Snorlax, so interesting. And we do get the Brick Break off, so we do knock out the Snorlax. But my opponent could set up the Veil again, I guess, if he went for the Resonance once again. But probably Geyser's going to come out here to set up the Rain. Yeah, which is fine. And this is an alright position too. Yeah, my opponent targeted Hitmontop, so you don't even have Veil up. Lapras is never getting the Veil up as long as I play accordingly. So yeah, we should be fine. I hope my mic settings are working properly. It should be, yeah, okay. My opponent does have a Venu. I do have a Rotom Heat. How fast am I with this Rotom Heat? Not that fast. I might as well just go Venusaur, because my opponent can't sleep me, I guess, with Venu. So we'll go Venu here, and let's see what comes out. It's gonna be that Raichu. Okay. So I'm gonna go for the Starfall. Yeah, because Snooze doesn't change anything in this. Getting the Starfall allows me... I can't Thunder Wave my opponent, but I think that's fine personally. I'm gonna go for the... I'm just gonna double up the Lapras slot. Yeah, just double up the Lapras slot, because Nuzzle could come out here. Max Guard is fine, because I don't think it changes anything. Well, it does change the Nuzzle. Well, there is the Nuzzle. So my opponent did have Nuzzle. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be kind of annoying. Especially if it's a Blastoise endgame. I get parried anyway. Okay. This could get a little bit ugly. I mean, I still have a really offensive Grimmsnarl right here. With the Assault Vest, so it's not terrible. Did I Lariat here? I think Lariat's the play. Yeah, I'm gonna Lariat and Protect. Because I don't know who you're targeting, but I think Grimmsnarl can live with the Assault Vest. Nuzzle's gonna come out here, and I'm assuming Freeze Dry, because he wouldn't... Yeah, okay, perfect. And we get the Lariat off too, so we can Sucker Punch the Raichu, and if we get the Sucker Punch off, my opponent can't sleep me. It is going to be that Sash on Raichu, no surprise there. It could be Encore on Raichu, but I feel like Encore has dropped immensely in usage, and we saw Fake Out Volt Switch and the Nuzzle, so maybe Thunderbolt as the last move. Maybe it's like Brick Break. I could definitely see it being one of those. I'm just going to attack here. I mean, if I get paired, I'm gonna be paired anyway. Lapras is gonna protect. Okay, so I have another chance with Grimmsnarl. Okay, nice. I don't get paired, so I get the Sucker Punch off, and that does knock out the Raichu, which is excellent. Because now I can go for a Leaf Storm into the Blastoise slot and go for the Sucker Punch into Lapras. Because Ice Shard doesn't really matter in this position. And yeah, as long as I don't miss a Blastoise, which is the last Pokemon. So I should be good here. I will go for the Sucker Punch once again in the Lapras, and I'll go for the Leaf Storm. Yeah. Don't think it's too bad. I'm actually really surprised my opponent didn't just go for a Nuzzle earlier. Oh, what did it go for? So Leaf Storm does knock out the Blastoise. Yeah, because this can't be Focus Sash. Oh, we critical hit it. Unless it was Assault Vest on the Blastoise, which I highly doubt. And that wouldn't even change much because Assault Vest Blastoise was not a threat. Shell Smash was the only threat here. Perish. When you're the last Pokemon on the field? Well, I think even if my opponent somehow set up, I think I 100% won as long as I didn't get like really hacked out with like paras and like, yeah, I think I would have been fine regardless. As long as I didn't get like Sucker Punch. As long as I didn't get paired with Grimmsnarl and crit, I think, with Water Spout. Because I think I might have lived 1+2 Water Spout. And now we just win the game 100% with Sludge Bomb plus Sucker Punch. Yeah, battle gonna be forfeit because my opponent even realized this. I could have even installed it. I could have even installed it out if I wanted to. I could have went for Protect Darkest Lariat. And I think Darkest Lariat was probably better to play. But I don't think it changed much. Like, Rotom was winning the game. Like, as long as I clicked the Thunderbolt, I should have been fine. So let's see what my opponent's team was. So we had the Dusclops, standard Dusclops set. Assault Vest Snorlax. Okay, so it was Assault Vest. Okay. Surprised it doesn't have Dynamax candies. Y-Lens Venusaur, pretty standard. It did have Thunderbolt on the Raichu, I'm not surprised. Wise Glasses. Really weird Blastoise set. Life do Body Press. Why do they have no Dynamax candies is my question. The only candies is the Lapras, and I feel like you can definitely Dynamax the other Pokemon. Yeah, like the only one that has Dynamax candies is the Lapras. Which is probably the most important member to Dynamax with this team, but I definitely could see situations where you Dynamax the others. Alright. We're able to win the first game, which is pretty nice. Really surprised my opponent didn't go for the Nuzzle earlier, again, because I think Nuzzle would have... I'm really surprised about Volt Switch because I don't think Volt Switch really changed much personally, especially getting the Snorlax. I just don't think it really did anything. But yeah, we're able to pick up a win, which is nice with the Grimmsnarl, and we know that we are guaranteed to steal with the Assault Vest. So I wasn't really sure about the Pickpocket. This is actually my first time using this team, if you can't already tell. So yeah, it is something I did theory about though, and glad to see it's working. So we got Leo as our next opponent. Pretty standard team, really standard team actually. Dragapult, Incineroar, Togekiss, the Tyranitar, Excadrill, and the Rotom. So Togekiss is the biggest threat to my team in general. It's just really a nuisance to deal with. The Corviknight's pretty good here. Yeah, like Corviknight Venu might be pretty good here. I think it highly depends on what item that Togekiss set is. That can give me problems. Do I like Rotom? Not really. I definitely like Corviknight. I definitely like Venu, and I definitely like Hitmontop. The question is, do I like Milotic, which isn't too bad because of the instant, and of course, like my opponent has triple Water Weak. Yet I feel like you're not bringing the Water Weeks. Like I had to lead Corviknight because it's good against Sand. I definitely don't think you should be bringing the Sand mode. I definitely think it's going to be like some kind of Rotom setup. Combination of like maybe Incineroar, Kiss, Rotom, and I think maybe Dragapult. You could bring Excadrill, which I think would be fair, but yeah, I think that those four I would bring if I was my opponent. Definitely, I think Corviknight Venu to cover for the Rotom lead, especially if it's like Kiss next to it. You know what? I'm gonna go Grimmsnarl and Hitmontop. I'm gonna go Grimmsnarl because the Pokemon I'm bringing are pretty weak to Dragapult. So I feel like having Grimmsnarl is just really nice because Grimmsnarl is pretty good against Dragapult. Although we don't have any bulk on this Grimmsnarl, which is kind of a problem. Especially if it's Steel Spike, I guess. Steel Spike could be annoying. We'll see here though. I don't know who I'm Dynamaxing is the question. It's gonna be Dragapult Togekiss. Okay. So not a surprising lead here. I could get a pretty free Tailwind up. The problem is Airstream could come out. I do have some bulk on the Venusaur. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. And I definitely don't want to switch into Grimmsnarl. So you know what? We'll go for Tailwind here, and maybe I should... I don't want to die. This is a tough spot, actually. I kind of want to protect Dynamax and Steel Spike immediately. I'm just worried if he's Dragon Dance, because I feel like it should be Airstream on the Polton on this team. It's tough. This league's very tough. You know what? I'm going to Iron Head and protect. I'm hoping it's not Special Dragapult. If it's Special Dragapult, that's going to be a pain. He is going to Dynamax. I think you would get rid of Venu here if you're my opponent, because you definitely should have Rotom Wash in the back. And if you can get rid of Venu, you're in a really good spot. So I think it's going to be Airstream into the... I think it's going to be Airstream into the Venu slot. Did I Tailwind or did I Iron Head? I actually hope I Iron Head, because I want to see if it's Babiri Berry on the Togekiss. Follow Me comes out. Okay, maybe worried about Sleep Powder, which I guess is fair. It is Airstream. Okay, that's pretty important, but the problem is I don't have a Switch anyway. So that kind of sucks. And he crit to protect, which is ideal. Did I Tailwind? Dragapult loses some life. Okay, I did Iron Head, and it is the Babiri. Okay. Alright, I don't think my opponent has Sand Mode in the back. I don't do that much to the Kiss, though. I'm gonna go for Iron Head once again. And I think I have to sack Hitmontop at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna sack Hitmontop at this point because, like, I don't think Sand Mode's in the back, and I definitely need Venusaur to deal with the Rotom. So I have to go Hitmontop here. Okay, I was kind of wondering because, like, I could hear music from one side of my headphone and couldn't hear it from the other, so I was, like, super confused. Phantasm to cover for Switch, which is fair. I do live because of my investment, but what's the Togekiss going for? Heat Wave, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam, maybe Yawn. Luckily, with the Mirror Armor, the stat drops don't really change much. Safeguard, okay. Just to cover for Sleep Powder, I guess, in the later couple of turns, but that's fine. Go for the Iron Head once again. Do a pretty solid amount, I can't lie. Damage is pretty good. And I'm gonna go for the Tailwind. I kind of want Tailwind. Yeah, I'm gonna Tailwind here. Punch should knock out the Togekiss at this range, right? I mean, I go for it here. Because if I can get a Togekiss, I'm in a good spot. So let's see. Bullet Punch into Togekiss. Is able to pick up a knockout. So that's a pretty good knockout because now I don't have to worry about redirection. And I'll get Tailwind up this game, which is pretty good. Max Phantasm into Corviknight? Yeah. Yikes, that does so much. Okay. So I just need to find an opportunity to get Grimmsnarl in, and then I Dynamax the Grimmsnarl, and then I think I can win, which is pretty good. So getting the Tailwind up means that Grimmsnarl can set up immensely, because unless it's T-Tar Excadrill combination in the back, we should be fine. Hopefully it's not, but I really think you need Rotom in this game. And by the way my opponent's been playing, yeah, Rotom does reveal itself, so I'm not surprised. And my opponent can't KO Corviknight unless it's a special Dragapult, or has Flamethrower and it's mixed. So I'm gonna roost up here, and I'm gonna go for the I think my opponent darts here. I'm just gonna break the Rotom. Yep, darts. Okay, which is completely fine, because if you Thunderbolt, that's okay. Thunderbolt probably puts me in a better spot. If you go for the Nasty Plot, I think that's fine too, because I think Grimmsnarl can just come in, Dynamax, and go for KOs basically at this point. So we'll roost up. I just wonder if Overgrow can knock out the Rotom. And it does go for Thunderbolt, perfect. Yeah, it doesn't do much. And we go Grimmsnarl here. Awesome. So Grimmsnarl's in a prime spot now. I can go for Roost here with Corviknight, and I can definitely go for the should I go for Overgrow? There's a chance that Rotom switches out in an instant, but I don't think that makes sense because like Dragapult's not in a prime position at all, I think. I think Overgrow's fine. I think Instant's coming in for the Dragapult slot because like, yeah, because like the Dragapult's kind of useless in the slot. Oh, Excadrill comes out. Okay. That works too, because I could Gmax Snooze and Brave Bird it. And if the Rotom doesn't have Protect, I just KO it, I think. And then I can double up the Excadrill the following turn. Potentially put it to sleep if it goes for Protect too. I think you can put... I'm pretty sure you could probably put the Excadrill to sleep behind Protect. Because, like, that's how Pikachu and, like, Toxtricity and all those other ones work. Like, Butterfree. So, Gmax the Grimmsnarl. Max Overgrow does come out. And no Protect, so this should KO, I feel like. It's max attack Grimmsnarl. Yeah. Awesome. And I'm not even worried about Dragapult. Because it's like its best move to hit the Grimmsnarl is if it has Stealing, no Protect. Or Fly. So, like, I'm good right here. And I roost up. So, like, my opponent's even going to struggle against Corviknight. Like, you're going to need, like, a bunch of Rock Slide flinches, even if you're able to somehow break through. So now I can just double up into the Excadrill slot with Iron Head plus the Gmax Snooze. And yeah, Grimmsnarl putting in a ton of work, actually. You love to see it. Dragapult comes out. And yeah, we have Sucker Punch into threat once our Dynamax is over. So again, don't really see a reason to target. What's stronger? It's the Darkest Lariat, or is it the same? No, the Darkest Lariat one is stronger. Okay. So let's see if this Excadrill like needs to survive the double up here, I think, or get a double Protect. Like, I think it's one of those two that you need. Because you have to sell out Tailwind, because I do have that Tailwind in effect. Dragapult Protect. Ooh. Is it just a double Protect to sell out Tailwind? No. Yeah, I didn't have to target Dragapult at all, I feel like. That's a pretty solid amount. I probably should have Brave Bird. And man, we're not getting into sleep. It's a 50% chance on the target, I think. So we're able to knock out Excadrill, and yeah, the game's over. The game's over. Even if my opponent stalls out, I have Sucker Punch, and I can just keep clicking Sucker Punch plus Iron Head. Oh, that's why we didn't get the Snooze, because Safeguard guaranteed it. Or does a message show up with Gmax Snooze that I tried to sleep it, but it doesn't work? I don't know. Probably doesn't. So yeah, we'll Gmax Snooze again in Iron Head. Like, my opponent shouldn't even be able to knock out. Even if, well, we already saw it was Life Orb pulled. It couldn't even be Weakness Posse. And even if it was Weakness Posse, it didn't change much because I Sucker Punch. And you have to Protect there. And Phantom Force doesn't change anything because, like, I outspeed the Dragapult with my Grimmsnarl. So nice. We're able to pick up a win. Again, the lead's pretty tough. But, like, I felt like overall I knew how my opponent was going to play. Because I think it was pretty similar to how I think I would play against my team. Because, like, Corviknight's really bad for the sand, as I anticipated. Like, my opponent didn't bring it, but I had to cover it anyway, because, like, if I don't cover for the sand, it's kind of awkward for the rest of the members that I bring. So, yeah. Like, by the way my opponent played turn 1, I definitely was able to assume Rotom Wash would be in the back, because it's the best way my opponent deals with Corviknight. My opponent didn't deal with Corviknight otherwise. So, targeting Navini to get rid of the Rotom Wash answer definitely made more sense. We were able to play pretty preservatively. We were able to get Hitmontop in with the Bullet Punch coming in clutch, actually. Not even activating the policy there. Like, Gmax Grimmsnarl was actually just able to clean up the end game once we got Tailwind up. Stall out the Dynamax for my opponent, which was a drawback, I think, for my opponent because, like, you know, it's tempting to click Airstream right away. But since my opponent clicked Airstream, it was pretty predictable about how my opponent would react or how I could approach the remaining turns. So, yeah, as you saw, I was just able to deal with it and get the thing. But it would have been interesting to see if my opponent was Dragon Dance on the Dragapult. But Airstream is pretty common Dragapult now, so that's why I assumed they would go for it. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 back-to-back battles. Again, if you do like this content, be sure to leave a like down below. It really does help me. You can leave a comment down below. Again, really helps me as well. You can check out my other social medias as well. If you want to try out this team, there's actually a rental code of it down below in the description. It's going to be available until we use the next team on back to battle. So it's going to be expiring in a couple of days when we switch to the brand new team. But we're going to be using this team for a couple more episodes. Should be pretty fun. You can check out my social medias down below. A lot of you have been messaging me about not getting the videos in your sub feeds. Be sure to hit that when you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that little bell notification to get all the latest updates. Because YouTube, for some reason, you have to hit a bell notification if you subscribe to the channel to get notifications. I don't know, man. Just click that bell. But otherwise, I think that's gonna be pretty much it. You can check out my side tiers on the channel. Again, you can check me out on Twitch. I do live stream VGC, and we are doing a Nuzlocke. Really fun on the channel. Might upload that to YouTube sometime in the future, but it's been super fun. Be sure to come hang out. I will be doing the second part on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday. I will also be streaming the May International Challenge this weekend, so highly recommend you just come out and have a good time with me and my viewers. But otherwise, thank you for all tuning in. Anything else I have to say? Yeah, you can join my community Discord. I do hang out there. We help team build, interact, talk about VGC and other stuff. And you could also check out my Patreon page if you want to go an extra mile support my content. But really, you just support my content by just watching. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day, people. Until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.